Hey, what's the crack? And welcome to my video where I got the platinum trophy for Bioshock. And the way I got the platinum must have been the least ideal way to get it. So would you kindly watch the whole video and find out why? And this video will contain some spoilers. So I'll start the game off by introducing our main character, Jack. And he's a plane crash survivor and he ends up in a place called Rapture. And while in Rapture, he gets introduced to her guardian angel, Atlas. And just because Jack is into peer pressure so easily, he listens to Atlas and takes a drug that rearranges his DNA to let him shoot lightning from his fingertips. But this helps me get my first trophy called Toaster in a Tub. And I did acquire this for shocking an enemy while they're in water with my lightning power. And then I got introduced to probably what is the craziest thing in this game, and they were called Little Sisters. And they were once little girls, but they are no longer because now they've been turned into something else. And when you find a little girl, they are accompanied by something called a Big Daddy, which is what they have to protect them from all the bad guys around Rapture. I left the Big Daddy to it and I went off to get my next trophy called Completed Welcome. And I acquired this trophy by completing the warm welcome Rapture decided to give me when I showed up. Hack the Security Belt was one of the first two trophies I got here, and the other one I managed to acquire was called One Successful Hack. And both of these trophies were basically for the same thing. It was for playing the mini hacking game and successfully doing it. And if you hack a bot, it does help you fight enemies, but nothing helps fight enemies more than just beating them down with a wrench. You can also pretty much hack anything in this game, even vending machines, like this next one I got called Hack the Vending Machine. And there is a benefit to hacking a vending machine. It gives you items cheaper like ammo or health or even your magic steroids. And I wasn't done with the hacking just yet because I went and got myself another trophy called Hack the Turret. And this is turning a hostile turret in your favor. And this is no different from the last trophies because all you have to do to acquire this trophy is play the hacking minigame once again and complete it. If you explore the place, you actually manage to find other things that give you powers. Like this one here gives you fire. And there's a lot more powers you can pick up or even buy. And some of them give you more than just power-ups, they give you perks. Like this one I found here that helps you with hacking. And it seemed like it came in very handy for this next trophy called Hack the Security Camera. Are you sensing a theme here? And I was enjoying the minigame of hacking up until I came across this next trophy called Hack the Safe. And the reason I started disliking it on the safe is because they don't give you much time to get the pieces right, and it was infuriating if you couldn't find one. It's funny how these guys try to be spooky and appear behind you, but then you just blast them in the face with a shotgun. Like, how well did that go for you there, fella? This guy tried to be spooky as well, but he just ended up earning me another trophy called Defeated Dr. Steinman. And it's exactly like it sounds. You fight and beat Dr. Steinman. And I swear, during this fight, it's almost like he got confused. I had to get his attention again. We find out that Little Sisters actually have something for us. It's called Adam. And you can have one of two choices. You can either harvest them or spare them. I chose the spare because it's for a trophy later on. And with the Adam you harvest off the little girls, you actually get to use it and buy perks or extra slots for more perks. And the hardest choice isn't to harvest or spare the Little Sisters. It's actually taking on their Big Daddy, because you have to take him on and beat him before you can get to the Little Sisters. After about 5 tries and get my ass beat by the Big Daddy, he finally got stuck on something and I took full advantage of it. And then I came across another protector of the Little Sisters, and it's not a Big Daddy, they're called Rosies, and they carry on like a shotgun type thing instead of a drill. And I wasn't done meeting new people just yet because I came across someone called Peaches. And the reason I met Peaches is because he has something we want and he asks us for a favor in return, and it's to acquire a camera. And with the camera in hand, I actually gained another trophy called Researched a Splicer. And how I gained this was by using the camera to take a photo of an enemy, and it gives me information about them. And I swear to God, I got cheap shotted more than once trying to pick up this camera. I mean, like, look at this. How in the name of God did that ever hit me? And I was back to the hacking for this next trophy, and it was called Skilled Hacker. And this was for completing 50 hacks successfully. I died during this and I had to go recapture the camera, but it did lead to another trophy, Quality Researched Photo. And it's for getting the best possible photo you can of an enemy. So was the death worth it, I wonder? I don't care how many photographs I take, the research will never ever explain what in the Christ this person is doing. Peaches wasn't too happy that we wasted most of his photographs, but that's what we wanted to get our next trophy called Defeat Peach Wilkins. And this is just like the other one where you just absolutely destroy Peach. But what makes this fight even funnier is Peach takes all our weapons from us and we still end up beating him with our trusty wrench against all his bombs. I then went and got my weapons back and got another trophy called Upgraded a Weapon. You get this for doing exactly what the trophy says and upgrading one of your weapons. You have to find an upgrade station to upgrade one. And soon after that we get into a new area and we get introduced to a man called Andrew Ryan. And he is one of the main bad guys in this game. But But enough about him, and on to the next trophy I got, called Basic Inventor. And essentially what this trophy is just simply inventing one thing. And any of them things can range from a hacking tool to special ammo for a weapon. With my special ammo in hand, I went on to claim my next trophy, called Restored the Forest. And how I got this trophy is by clearing the forest that Andrew Ryan destroyed. And I did this by collecting a bunch of materials that were around the place, combining them together and putting them in a machine for whatever Ryan dispersed around. While trying to make our way towards Andrew Ryan, we run into what I can only describe as a larger than life character, and also someone that I deem as nightmare fuel, and his name was Sander Cohen. And he won't let us leave until we do something for him, and that is complete his masterpiece, which is getting pictures of some unalived bodies. And I may have been involved in that unaliving. While on the lookout for his photos though, I did acquire another trophy called Ammo Inventor. And I acquired this trophy by inventing all ammo types. And there is a lot of ammo to invent, such as RPG ammo, submachine gun ammo, shotgun ammo, and bolts. And before too long, I completed his masterpiece and got the trophy that was completing his masterpiece. He comes down to congratulate us, and up close he is absolutely terrifying. He will now forever haunt my nightmares. We then find an old bomb that's no longer active, so we have to find the materials to make it active. And the materials we needed were actually inside some big daddies. So what I decided to do was the bravest thing I could think of, and hide in a vent and try and take them out. And then after that feat of bravery, I went on to claim my next trophy, one fully upgraded weapon. And it is a very simple trophy to unlock. You just have to fully upgrade one of your weapons. And soon after getting that one, I got another one called Bought One Slot. And I got this for using my atom to purchase another slot where I could put a perk in. On to the next trophy I come into, called Defeat Andrew Ryan. And how you acquire this trophy is exactly as it sounds. You just have to defeat Andrew Ryan. I hope I explained how to get that trophy well enough. I then found out a secret about Atlas, and he didn't like it, so I got in trouble. And then I ended up getting rescued by Little Sisters. I then went on to acquire another trophy called 2 fully upgraded weapons. And how I got this trophy is, now stay with me, I fully upgraded another weapon I had. I then died and I upgraded a different weapon, giving me a different trophy called 3rd fully upgraded weapon. And this was for having 3 fully upgraded weapons, even though at this time I didn't have 3 fully upgraded weapons. And while exploring, we actually come across where Sander Cohen lives, and somehow I'm not surprised that his place looks like this. But back to the story and the trophies, which I got one here called Broke Fontaine's Mind Control. And I got this for picking up 2 different random chemicals that help break my mind control. After that then, I had to haul ass to where Atlas was so we could confront him. And we're still trying to make our way towards him. I unlocked another trophy called Prolific Photographer. And I got this for taking a photo that you can research in the game. I then went and got another trophy that's very familiar called 4th fully upgraded weapon. And I'm fairly sure you figured out what this trophy is for by now. What in the name of Christ was she doing behind that desk, and why was she there? I then went and got what I think is the coolest trophy in this game, called Became a Big Daddy. And I got this for becoming a big daddy. And I became a big daddy not because I wanted to become a father, but because we needed a little sister to get close to Atlas. And how I became one is by smelling like one, grabbing a big daddy suit which gives me protection, and last but not least, the helmet. And then while protecting a little sister, for the first time in history, I had a big daddy versus a big daddy fight. I then claimed another trophy called Defeated Atlas, and it's finally for finding Atlas and beating him in a fight. Even though I really didn't beat him, someone else did. And this is where I unlocked 5 different trophies. And the first one was Little Sister Saviors. And how I acquired this trophy was by rescuing the little sisters and not harvesting them. Although maybe I should have. I mean, they look so vicious. And then these last 3 trophies were basically all the same. They were A Man Chooses, Brass Balls, Seriously Good at This, and I Chose the Impossible. And these trophies are all just for completing the game on the hardest difficulty without using checkpoints. And this is why this game infuriated me, because I should have went about it doing it easy and then going on to the hard. But no, I just had to be awkward. How good do you think my photography skills are? And I asked this because the next trophy I got was Fully Researched Gun Splicer, which was for taking enough photographs to unlock all the information about the gun splicer. And can someone tell me, for the love of God, what is the point of alcohol in this game? The next trophy I came by was Fully Researched Thug Splicer, which is for finding out all the information on thug splicers. And now for a bit of a different trophy, I got Maxed One Track, and this was for purchasing every slot for either plasmic or tonic track. And of course, the next trophy I got was called Fully Researched Rosie, which again is just taking photos of a Rosie until you know all the information about it. I did find this bit a bit sad because the Rosie was just waiting for the little sister to come out, but she was never going to come out. And the next trophy was Fully Researching a Houdini Splicer, and they were probably the coolest splicers in the game because they could just up and disappear. And the next trophy I got was called Fully Researched a Spider Slicer, and these are probably the dumbest things you'd come across in this game because you can just shoot them down from the ceiling. And hold on to your seats because we got a different trophy now named Avid Inventor, and this was for inventing 100 items. I then went on to get this next trophy called Tonic Collector, and how you can buy this trophy is by either inventing tonics or picking them up throughout the world. And we're back to the research trophies, starting off with none other than the Big Daddy. And of course, what's a Big Daddy without his little sister, which is the next trophy I got for fully researching little sisters. And we're not done with the photos yet because the next trophy I got was called Irony, and it's for taking a photo of Sander Cohen, and he does not photograph well either. What a surprise. I then went up to Sander Cohen's room, and this granted me another trophy, Found Cohen's Room, and his room is just as creepy as he was. The next trophy I acquired was called Fully Researched Nitro Splicer, and it's exactly as it sounds like all the other ones, but apparently Peach counts as a Nitro Splicer. And for another similar trophy that I got, it was called 5 Fully Upgraded Weapons. Could have done with this trophy before I fought Atlas. Another trophy I could have done with before fighting Atlas, maxed all tracks, and it was for purchasing all the slots in Plasma and Tonic tracks. I then went and acquired the Historian trophy, which you get for picking up all the audio tapes throughout the world. The next trophy I received was called Weapon Specialist, and I got this for fully upgrading all of my weapons. And then I went on to get my next trophy, which was dealing with all the little sisters, and you get this for making the choice between either rescuing or saving the little girls, which I chose to save them. And I was finally on to my last research trophy, and it was called Research PhD, and this was got for researching every type of group in the game, and that includes turrets and cameras. And the game tried to gaslight me into telling me this was a turret. It definitely wasn't. And then I went on to get one of the most time consuming trophies called Lucky Winner, which you get for winning the jackpot in one of the slot machines. And of course, without fail, I unlocked the Platinum trophy. The game was frustrating as anything, but it was definitely fun at the end. And I'll give this a rating of 5 out of 10. Just because of the way I played it, I made it harder on myself than it should have been. So if you play it on normal and then go for New Game Plus, you should be fine. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, maybe leave a like, and I hope I see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.